The term synchronicity simply means that a fairly unexplicable event is coming across as profoundly meaningful coincidence. Understanding number one is that lot many people who are newly getting introduced to this word synchronicity feel that this is exclusively related to twin flame. Second big misunderstanding, which is also related very much to the first misunderstanding, is that the synchronicities are related to my twin flame. A lot of people, when they start experiencing synchronicity, they start running away from that synchronicity because probably they are not yet aligned with their spiritual journey. They are not in this acceptance. And there are four major areas where the synchronicity and signs are. In the part 2 of this video, I will be discussing about the different types of synchronicity that I have generally observed in my own journey. And a very prominent one which all of us start experiencing when we start our awakening journey, that is number synchronicity. The second is the name synchronicity. Third is the synchronicity with written messages. Fourth is the synchronicity with visuals. The next type of synchronicity is music. All of you must have experienced this particular synchronicity, that a particular music will play around you which either has some meaningful lyrics, meaningful message, or it is somehow related to your twin flame. Either it is their favorite song, or they used to sing this song, or they had played this song before, or this song was playing when you had met last time. It could be of any significance, but there would be a certain musical piece which would come to you as a sign of validation, confirmation, guidance. So either that song will have a certain significance, or that song will have a certain meaningful lyric, which is definitely in context of what you are seeking internally or what you're asking internally. The lyrics will come as an answer to your confusion. If you turn on a radio, the song starts playing, or the song comes in your dream, or it suddenly starts popping in your thoughts, or somebody mentions about some certain song, or somebody shares a certain song on a social media. It could be coming from anywhere. What do I mean really when I say sound synchronicity? Is that there are certain sounds which you associated with a certain event or a certain feeling or a certain experience in your life, and that sound will again replay somewhere around you when you are asking something or you are in doubt, and that sound comes as a confirmation or a validation. For example, I had put a custom sound to my WhatsApp notification only for my twin flame. So if he sent me a message on WhatsApp, I used to get a notification with this specific sound. So even if I don't look at my phone, I would know that he has messaged me. Just my way to not to miss his messages. So I always associated that particular notification sound with him. So one day I was like really wondering if he's missing me, and I heard the same sound somewhere around me, just in a fraction of just in couple of seconds. I think somebody's poem popped that same sound or something of that sort happened, and I heard the same sound, and that was kind of a confirmation that okay, I don't need to worry. There was somebody who was sharing with me that there was a specific musical tune which they both of them used to share with each other. So in the separation, that tune has played a very big role when it comes to validating certain things. That tune would play out of nowhere, and that would come as a confirmation to this particular person. So that's what is a sound synchronicity. Then the most interesting type of synchronicity is the synchronicity of the context. What do I mean really by this? This is something which is highly relevant to your journey and the connection and your spiritual path. And it is happening in a certain context. I can give you one example. Why I'm saying it as a context? Because it's a combination of multiple different types of synchronicities coming together and providing an even bigger meaning to it. For example, once upon a time in a certain milestone in my journey, I was very much in pain and I was not sensing my twin flames energies at that time for a few weeks. And I was wondering whether he was around, if he was thinking about me. And at that same very moment when I was thinking whether he's around or not, I saw a TV ad. The TV ad was just about to finish, and the end tagline of that ad was your spiritual partner. Immediately after that, the next ad started. And the tagline of that next ad was every moment with you. So when I actually watched those 10 seconds ad rushing through in front of me, what I heard was your spiritual partner every moment with you. This is what I heard. That is what got registered on my mind. So this was kind of a mix of written text and sound synchronicity coming in front of me when I was thinking or wondering whether my twin flame is around or not. Now the catch is why I would upgrade this synchronicity into the context synchronicity is because the ad which was playing over here, which said that every moment with you, was an ad of an insurance company. And the catch is my twin flame worked in the same insurance company. So it was not just some random text coming to me with some random text message, but it also came from the company where my twin flame worked. And it gives it a big context. So that's why I say that there is a context to this. There is a bigger sense to what is happening over here, which I call as contextual synchronicity. It's very interesting to notice such synchronicities, and I'm sure most of you would have experienced such contextual synchronicity someday in your life. So if at all you have, please don't forget to share your experiences in the comments. Last but not the least, the event synchronicity. This is the biggest one because event synchronicities don't happen often, but they do happen. I would say the most strongest and profound type of synchronicity is the event synchronicity. So the event synchronicity is something where the event takes place, which feels like a miracle. You were not expecting something like there was a zero probability for this event or that unfolding to take place, but that particular unfolding took place at a right place at a right time when you least expected it with zero probability of it happening. If that sort of a thing happens, I would call it an event synchronicity. There is a definite divine intervention in whatever is happening at that moment. And such synchronicities have a very, very profound power into them, so much so that they can actually change the course of your journey to a specific direction, to a specific positive direction. I have personally have experienced three such big event synchronicities in my twin flame journey so far. I have also shared this particular story in a video in much more detail. And suddenly he came out from nowhere and he stood in front of me. He was coming from his bike, Bullet. And he stopped me in the middle of the street and he said, hi, like I really wanted to talk to you. So first of all, I was not able to believe that he's indeed come in front of me out of nowhere when I was literally thinking of saying goodbye to him. And he said that I don't want to fight with you and I want to be friends with you and let's talk sometime. I definitely want to talk to you. Just let me know when. This much he said and he went. And I just stood there standstill thinking that what just happened, because my brain was just not able to comprehend anything. And you can understand this gravity of the situation, that the person who did not talk to me a word for 7 years, the day I decided that I want to give up on this guy, I don't want to think about him, I don't want to pursue anything in this regard, this is the last day I'm thinking about him, and I accepted my loss or whatever, I just gave up. Basically, I gave up my faith, I gave up. Somewhere I told God that I don't feel that you exist anymore, I don't feel the concepts like love, faith, patience are existing in this world. I was standing at that juncture, and literally within 20 minutes after this, I decided 100% to let go. Within 20 minutes, he came and he spoke to me. And I feel that this was the biggest synchronicity ever happening in my twin flame journey for the first time. Because last 7 years, yeah, there must have been some synchronicities here and there, which I don't even remember right now. But this was the first and the biggest synchronicity I have ever experienced. And that time I called it a miracle. I did not know this word synchronicity. I literally felt it was a miracle. And when I walked back home, I was so happy. I was so happy for this fact, not because he came and he talked to me, but because I somewhere started realizing, or it was just that realization coming to my mind that there is indeed somebody out there, as God or whoever that is, the divine or whatever you call it, is indeed listening to you. That was the first time I realized that. Anybody who really wants to know this story about this event synchronicity I just shared, I have given the video information here up and also in the video description. This particular event synchronicity completely changed the dynamics of our twin flame connection and our journey. When many of you were watching the first part and second part of this video, there were few questions coming in, and many people asked me this particular question, that is our twin flame also understanding the synchronicity, and is my matrix twin also experiencing the synchronicity and the numbers exactly the way you are experiencing? And I thought that I would record the answer to that particular question separately to include in the third part of the video. As I said in the previous parts of this video, that this whole sensation and becoming aware that there is something beyond your normal existence and there is a certain sign coming to you is a sign of spiritual awakening. So in some or the other way, your twin flame is receiving those synchronicities, but are they really noticing them the way you are noticing? Depends upon their level of awareness, how aware they are spiritually. Most of the times the matrix twin is not as aware as you are, or probably they are. So there is no generic answer to this question. Depending upon how much your twin flame is aware when it comes to spiritual awareness. I'm not talking about awareness of a twin flame journey. Almost all the matrix twin flames are aware of their twin flame journey on a soul level. Consciously, probably they are not labeling this journey as a twin flame journey, but they definitely understand that there is something beyond than normal in this connection. And in whichever intensity, they will be receiving certain synchronistic signs. Though the way they navigate through this experience is completely different than yours. So the way you are trying to understand what this synchronicity is all about, you're willing to pay attention. You are strongly receiving this synchronistic guidance in your life. And you're consciously aware that these are the signs that are coming from the spirit realm to guide you. This awareness your matrix may not have. So as a human being, yes, they do receive signs. How much they understand depends upon their level of awareness and also their level of acceptance. And it also depends upon their belief systems. If somebody is actually discarding these things because they don't believe in these things, obviously their spirit guidance is not going to be that strong. So I hope this answers your question. So what has been your experience when it comes to synchronicity? What types of synchronicities have you experienced so far? Please leave your comments about your experiences in the comments. So this is all for today. See you in the next video.